Stop holding on to what you need to let go of. If not, what you're holding on to will have a hold on you. Listen, I need you to slide on over to my YouTube channel today at 6 p.m. for my podcast masterclass on spring cleaning, why you can't sweep it under the rug. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor that you are joining me today. And today we're going to talk about a topic entitled spring cleaning. Why you can't sweep it under the rug. That's what I want to talk about. Spring cleaning, why you can't sweep it under the rug. Here's what it's all about, especially when we're thinking about, there's more light, daylight is lasting a little bit longer, weather's getting better, and through all of that, people are going through the motions, or we should go through the motions of cleaning out our closet, giving away things, stop hoarding, holding on to what we need to let go of. And isn't it interesting, whenever you're trying to give away some clothes, whenever you have the thought to give away some clothes or some shoes or some shirts or some skirts or some hats or some suits, blouses, dresses, whatever the case may be, don't the clothes start looking a little bit better to you? Come on now. You putting that jacket on. Well, you know what? This is kind of coming back in style. Knowing that's been, you've been holding on to that since the 1970s. Well, these shoes aren't so bad after all. I actually could wear this with this suit. I could wear these shoes with that particular, you say you could wear these shoes with that particular dress. Yes. That's what always happens when it's time to get rid of certain things. And I remember the old saying would say, sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. And here's one of the things that we have to do. I want to give you 3 strategies to stop sweeping situations under the rug, stress under the rug, struggles under the rug, and actually deal with what's dealing with you. So you're not holding on to what you need to let go of. Number 1, here's what you got to do. You got to decide. You have to make a decision, and you have to be decisive about your decision. Too many people say one thing and then they do another. They start one thing today and they end it the same day. They draw a line in the stand. They draw a line in the sand to stand, and then they step back from it. They vacillate. Right? They're straddling the fence. They've got one foot over here and one foot over there, and they don't behold on to. They're not beholding to what it is that they made a commitment to hold on to. You have to make a decision. Here's what I understand. If you don't know what you want, somebody's going to decide what you get. And generally it's going to be what you don't want. But how do you know what you don't want if you don't know what you do want? Are you confused yet? Well, so is the person who doesn't know what they want. And if you don't know where you're going, somebody's going to decide what that destination is going to be. And generally it's going to be in a place where you don't want to go and where you don't want to be. But you didn't make a decision of where it is that you want to go. You have to be decisive. And too many of us, we are individuals who are always in a place of indecision. The decisions that we have made are based upon indecision. But hear me, indecision is a decision. You not deciding is just as impactful as you making a decision. Are you hearing me? Let me say that again. You not deciding is just as impactful as you making a decision. Indecision is a decision. You have to know what you want when it comes to ordering out in a restaurant. You got to know what you want when it comes to who you want to be with in life, where you want to go in life. You have to know what you want. When it is, what you going to throw out of your closet? What you going to do for spring cleaning? You have to know what you want, and you have to be decisive. Decisive and making a decision, deciding says this: I am going to do this. Now, I am going to do this by X amount of time. I'm not going to backtrack. I'm not going to vacillate. I'm not going to say one thing and do another. I am going to stick to my guns. This is what I'm going to do. And too many people, they don't live their life like that. And because they don't live their life like that, here's what happens. They're easily controlled. They're easily manipulated. Why? Because they're not steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, as scripture says. They're not steadfast and unmovable when it comes to them dating. They're not steadfast and unmovable when it comes to them being in a relationship. Well, I say, I'll never date this particular person again. I'll never be with this particular person again. And look at this. After a few months or a few years, you find yourself with a different face, but a person with the same disposition. Because you're still not beholden to what it is that you said that you would do. You really didn't decide. What you did was you patronized. You made a decision that was emotional, but not totally rational, that connects your emotions with it as well. We can't sweep it under the rug. That's what we're talking about. Why you can't sweep it under the rug? We have to do some spring cleaning. We got to clean out our head, our heart, our hands, and our house. We have to get our house in order. And I'm not, when I say talking about getting your house in order, I'm not just talking about the roof that's over your head. I'm talking about the house of your heart, the house of your mind, your will, your emotions, your soul. Certain things that we need to differentiate between: is this baggage or is this garbage? Baggage, you unpack it. Garbage, you trash it. Let me say it again. Baggage, you unpack it. Garbage, you trash it. You don't keep rotten milk. You trash it. It's garbage. You can't sweep that under the rug. It's going to hit your nostrils too much. It's going to toxic. It's going to be so toxic in the house. What is toxic in your life that you still have not remediated, that you still have not made a decision? You did not decide to move on from it. Secondly, here's what we have to do. We have to deal with what weighs us down. Number one, we have to decide. Secondly, we have to deal with what weighs us down. And in dealing with what weighs us down, we have to lay aside every weight, the sin that doth so easily beset us, is what scripture says. We have to remove ourselves from holding on to burdens that are blockading our blessing and our breakthrough. Deal with what weighs you down, whether that is creating healthy boundaries, whether that is social distancing ourselves, whether that is renewing our minds so we're not specifically mentally enslaved by something that we should be free from, dealing with the psychological pain, dealing with the emotional incarceration, because chains are no longer metal, now they're mental. Many of us are living in a psychological prison without bars, because we've allowed people's opinions to become our prison. Because here's what we've done. We have adopted a lie identity. Not an identity, a lie identity that skewed your identity. You believe the lie that somebody told you, just like your father. You're never going to be better than XYZ. You're never going to do this. You're never going to do that. You're never going to become. You're never going to overcome. You're never going to recover from. And what, because we believed the lie that somebody told us, now here's what it is. We adopted that lie for ourselves. It skewed our identity. It overrode our identity. Yeah. It overrided the file system that was in our own mind and in our own spirit, and it rewrote our history to where we adopted the lie identity. And just like the lie identity rewrote your history, here's what you have to do. You have to rewrite your history with a new identity by dealing with what weighs you down. It's made you mentally discombobulated. It's been heavy on your heart. It's been heavy on your head. It's been so heavy that you can't even lift your hands to work. You can't even lift your hands to pray. You can't lift your hands to praise. You can't lift your hands to worship. It's become so heavy. And we say heavy is the head that wears the crown, and we just keep our head down. No, 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 no. The crown ought to be light enough to where you live right enough and life becomes bright enough. Dealing with what weighs you down says, I'm going to write out what it is that has been affecting me, that has been afflicting me. I'm going to look at what it is that I can do to address and remediate and get to the root causes of the issues that are going on in my life. And as a result of it, I am going to need to do this. I'm going to need to do that. I'm going to need to create healthy boundaries. I'm going to need to social distance myself from this particular individual. I'm going to need to now work on self-care and therapy and counseling and engage myself in those particular sessions, because in the multitude of counselors there is safety. I'm going to need to refresh my mind by renewing my mind so that I can remediate stinking thinking that keeps me soaking and sinking, so that I don't live my life based on limiting beliefs and scarcity mindset and emotional snipers and emotional squatters and vision snipers. And here it is, energy vampires. People who just suck your dreams dry, leech off of you. They do more withdrawals than deposits. I'm mitigating that. I'm eliminating that. I'm doing some spring cleaning in my life. So that life to me doesn't just look like winter. And I feel like a loser in the winter, or always fall back in the fall. No, I'm doing the spring cleaning. And I'm moving into a particular place of emotional reasoning. I have to decide. Well, I can't sweep it under the rug. I have to decide. Secondly, I have to deal with what weighs me down. Thirdly, here's what I have to do. Here's what we have to do. Here's what you have to do. You have to declutter. Got to declutter. Because we've been wrapped up, we've been tied up, we've been tangled up. You cannot create in chaos. Let me say this. You can't create in chaos. You've been worrying about, oh, can I write the book? Can I write the book? Maybe you will if you clean up your desk at your house. Maybe you will if you clean up your room. Maybe you will if you clean up your living room and your living space. It's become so cluttered. You're hoarding so much. You got to throw some things away so that your mind can breathe, so that your mind can be in a particular safe space and place. Things that you have to do, you got to declutter. I am one of those particular individuals, especially in my house. Listen, number one, I don't like trash in my house. It's one of the things. What do you mean you don't like trash? Yeah, I don't like trash, particularly food trash. I am very, very quick to discard of it. Very, very quick to discard of it. Very, very quick to throw it away. I want it out of my house. I don't like bad smells, and I don't like, you know, things that attract ants or whatever the case may be based upon particular food particles or particular food trash. I'm a stickler about this as well. I don't like going to bed with dishes in my sink. I don't like it. I don't like it because I don't want to wake up in the morning and I'm coming downstairs, this, that, and the other. And I'm walking to my kitchen and I'm seeing dishes from the other night or nights before or days before that have not been dealt with. That's like leaving trash on a plate, food particles on a plate. I don't like it. If that's a way for me to declutter, that's a way for me to take care of this and put it in my dishwasher so that those dishes can be clean. By the time that I wake up in the morning, my dishes are clean. I can go and make breakfast. I can go and make lunch. I can get dinner together, whatever the case may be. Things that will make my life free flowing. I don't like having a messy workspace, environment. I cannot create in clutter and I cannot create in chaos. I get rid of old cords. I get rid of old boxes. I get rid of old mail. I get rid of all of these things so that my mind can be in a particular space to create, to cultivate, to have clarity. And you don't have clarity when there's clutter around. I want to free somebody. I want you to free yourself. Come on. I got to do the spring cleaning internally and I got to do the spring cleaning externally. And here's the thing. There is research that indicates our living space is connected to our mental space, our internal space. What's going on inside reflects how we live on the outside. Are you hearing me? What's going on internally affects how we live externally. Think about your room. Think about your bedroom. Think about your kitchen and your bathroom, your guest room, your guest bathroom, whatever the case may be. Think about your garage. Think about your living space, your living room. Think about the areas that are in your house and ask yourself the question, does it look like this based upon how I feel about myself, what's going on internally within me? Is this particular area cluttered because now there's clutter in my mind? Am I still holding on to what I need to let go of? Because whatever I don't let go of will eventually have a hold on you and it'll have a hold on me. Make a decision, decide, deal with what weighs you down, and declutter. Do the spring cleaning, not just externally, but do it internally. And I guarantee you, if you do it internally, if you refuse to just sweep it under the rug, because when you sweep things under the rug, it just leaves lumps. When you sweep it under the rug, if you stop sweeping it under the rug, you won't be swept away by the winds of change, by the waters of change. But you'll be able to make the adjustments because you've renewed your mind and you decided to deal with what's been weighing you down and you've decided to declutter. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. Yeah, I really do. I know somebody out there needed this. It spoke life into your life. Can't sweep it under the rug anymore. I know it hurts, but you got to deal with it. I know it's left you in pain, but you got to deal with it. I know it's been a place of trauma and toxicity, but it's going to be even more TNT explosive if you don't deal with it. And if you don't deal with it, it's going to deal with you. It's going to deal with you. And it's generally not going to be fruitful for you. But your seasons, your time to be fruitful and to multiply. And I want you to sow into this word that you've heard so that you can be fruitful and multiply. Not as a debt that you owe, it's a seed that you sow, and it helps to prosper, develop, and really fine tune our courageous conversations that we have here on our podcast masterclass entitled In the Mix. And your seed can help us to continue to have an emboldened broadcast. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to give $Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. Once again, $ Cash App. Yes, on Cash App. Let me say that. $Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. I appreciate you. And I want you also to soar into my amazing Eagles community where we go further and farther than where it is here. It's a lot of transformation that takes place. It's not like this. It's not a podcast at all. It's not me even with a microphone necessarily. It's me with a digital board. And I'm got the board behind me and I'm teaching off the board and I'm engaging in our Zoom room, having courageous conversations. It's totally different from In the Mix. You haven't seen me in this particular space, but you need to. You need to be transformed. You need to be involved. You need to be in a specific place where you can grow and go to another dimension. I'm encouraging you now to go to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. I know I'm talking to at least 3 of you right now who can join my Eagles community. Yeah, you can join my Eagles community. The next 3 of you who take advantage of it right now and say, I want to decide, I'm deciding to deal with it and to declutter it. I'm going to do some spring cleaning right now. Spring cleaning up my business, spring cleaning in my relationships, spring cleaning in my mindset, spring cleaning in what it is that I'm going with my purpose as I pursue it. Our Eagles community is going to encourage you and empower you to soar above it. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Family, were you transformed by this conversation? If so, drop some eagle emojis in the chat. Drop some eagle emojis in the chat. Yeah. And like I said, for the next 3 of you who take advantage of it, I want you to put in the word SOAR at checkout, SOAR. Put in the word SOAR at checkout, and I'm giving you an amazing discount on being a part of my Eagles community. We've been having a courageous conversation. I appreciate you tapping in and joining in with it. Listen, if you're not following me on social media, connect with me at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. You know, y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. I want you to show up as well, of course, to my Eagles community, theeaglesacademy.com. You can also get any of my books. I got 18 books out there on Amazon. You can get signed copies at my website, EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. My books that are on Amazon are ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. I got a litany of resources where I don't just write books, but I show you how to write your book. And I want you to get my bestseller book blueprint. My bestseller book blueprint. I've made all the mistakes, the missteps, the mishaps. I've had to learn by bumping my head, unfortunately, and I've wasted thousands of dollars, lost thousands of dollars by making the wrong decisions when it came to writing a book. And I wish I had what I'm giving you, my bestseller book blueprint. I wish I had that when I was writing my first book, because I had all the questions about running around and trying to do the guesswork and trying to figure it all out, all these specific things that I want to cut all that out for you so you don't make the same mistakes that I made. And I went from wasting thousands of dollars to selling thousands of books, and you can do the same thing too. I'm giving you my whole blueprint that I wish I had, that gives you all my strategies of how I've written 18 books, how I've become a best-selling author. It's literally a go-to guide, how to market your books as well. Download it right now. accessidentity.org/author. If you're serious about writing your book, come on. You said last year that you do it this year. Now you're saying this year that you do it next year. Stop all of that. Let's make a decision. Remember, decide now. Decide to go ahead and get it. Invest in yourself. accessidentity.org/author. Download it now. I'm giving you what it took me to learn in decades. I'm giving it to you in a download. What took me moments and months, I'm giving it to you to where you can get it in minutes. Again, accessidentity.org/author. And generally, when you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about that book. You want to be able to express your book, express what it is about that book in such a way that connects to a third grader or a professor. Anyone with any form of connectivity, you're able to find a connection with them. And you're able to speak life into their life. Your words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you build better words, if you use better words. And you need to know how to wow your audience, how to be invited back, how to overcome the fear of speaking and stage fright. I deal with all of that in my 4.5-hour teaching on how to really perfect your message, the art of communication, in what I call my Successful Speaker Strategies digital video training guide. 4.5 hours of teaching. What should I charge? How do I get invited back? How do I get speaking engagements? How to overcome the fear of public speaking? How do I connect with my audience? How do I get all the filler words out of my language? The uhs, the ums, the, you know what I'm saying? The likes and basicallys. Getting all that out of your conversation to be able just to communicate in a way that honors the conversation, that honors the person who you're speaking to. You can get that right now. accessidentity.org/speaker. And this is what I'm doing. I'm giving you the hookup. There's a coupon code for both of those resources. Put in the word SOAR, SOAR, and I'm going to give you the hookup. Holla if you hear me. Yes, accessidentity.org/author, accessidentity.org/speaker. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, now why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job. So all you have to do is invite me to your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session, your podcast. Add me to your calendar. Let's make some progression. All you have to do is email me to invite me. info@EddieConnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but brother got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you. I'm talking to you now to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. It's such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.